You saw his ball. You just decided to sit down. All right, buddy. Good job. All right, guys. What's up? Welcome to my first Q&A, question and answer, obviously. I'm doing this just to, add an extra vlog in there. Maybe do 2 a week. I'll do this maybe like once or twice a month. Sometimes I'll go live with it so you guys can ask me your questions live. But for right now, I have names and where you're from. I have the questions to the side. And I was going to do 10 originally, but that would have taken a bit too long. So I narrowed it down to about 5 or 6. Some of them are just about myself. Some of them are about health, fitness. So anything like that. If you see this and you have a question for next time, please post it down in the comments and I will pick and then I will answer your questions for the next vlog. So first question comes from Lindsay out in California. This is kind of 3 questions in one. So how does training make you feel in one word? If I could answer that, I would say powerful. It makes me feel really, really good about myself. When I'm lifting, I lift a lot of weight and it makes me feel great. It makes me feel like I can't be touched, I can't stop, and I just want to keep going. And it also challenges me to go up an extra weight until I fail. So I have that next time to go in and try to get that weight or even go higher for the next time. What got you into training? So I've always been an athlete. I've been playing basketball since like 4th grade. I've always played up on teams at a higher level. But even though I was an athlete, I was a center. So I was a powerhouse. I was big and broad, and I was still kind of slow. Hated cardio. I would always come in dead last during suicide. So I was one of those athletes who didn't really look athletic, but I was always a big girl. I would say my senior year of high school, transitioning into college, I got like out of proportion, like 240 pounds. I was still playing college sports, but again, I was a center. I didn't really run unless I needed to. I would jog my way down the court. The only physical activity I would have is basketball practice itself, and then weightlifting routines when we had to do those with our personal trainer for a coach at the time. I was always uninterested. I was miserable those days. I would rather just be playing basketball. So, when I got to that weight, my coach started getting frustrated because it got to the point where it was affecting my playing, and he would harp on me. My parents would harp on me. My friends and family would harp on me saying, you're getting a little bit heftier. You should think about losing weight. And honestly, that just made me aggravated. I wanted to lose it when I wanted to lose it. And it got to the point where people telling me I didn't want to catch the ball anymore. I'd sit out on games on purpose because I knew I was a heavy girl. I did not want people telling me that. I'd walk down the street, oh, you're beautiful for a big girl. And that really gets to somebody eventually. You're beautiful, but you have to add in there, but for a big girl. You can't just say that that person's beautiful. So eventually, as I started getting that more and more, my anxiety and depression started hitting me at like an all-time high. And I remember I was in my dorm bed, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and our fitness center at our college dorms were open 24 hours. So eventually I just went down there, and I started running at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like literally 5 times a week, just running. And then eventually, people started noticing and saying, hey, you're looking really good. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, just running a few times a week, because just that little difference alone in my body made that much of a change. So then I started eating right. My eating right started out at Chipotle. That's all I would eat. I would eat the rice and chicken bowls with guac, salsa. That's it. That's all I would have, like 5 days a week. I would just keep getting that. And on weekends, I did whatever I wanted. I partied, I drank. But again, that tweak made a difference. So eating Chipotle rice bowls, working out, and then transitioning into weights with my cardio. And when I first started weights, I had no clue what I was doing. I just did the stuff that our trainer Jeff showed us in basketball down in the weight room in private because I was embarrassed. I didn't want anybody seeing me work out. I was really heavy. I was still starting off. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of winging it. And from there on, I started seeing changes, and I started getting smaller, and people started noticing. And, that first time when you hear, oh, you're a beautiful girl, without the big girl being added on, it kind of, oh, well, I want to see where this can take me. I want to keep going. I want to do this. I want to do that. And eventually I got stuck in a rut, and I got to the point where I was just a cardio bunny. I was running constantly. And I got really small, but I had no definition. And my cousin actually started competing in a bikini competition, and she's like, you should try it. see if you like it. And I was like, I'm never going to like this. This is not for me. But just to get my body to the next level, I'm like, all right, I'll try it, see how it goes. Ended up falling in love with training, learning how to lift weights properly. The first competition I ever did, I came in the shit. I came in last place everywhere. Every novice, open, beginner, whatever. I came in last. I came in 14 out of 14 girls. But that didn't stop me just because I got up there, I did it, and I felt great about myself. So I kept going, and then the coach I had at the time was like, hey, you're built broad. No offense, but I'm built like a linebacker. I know this. So she convinced me to go into figure, which I really didn't want. Like, I don't want to gain muscles. I don't want legs like that. Now, the funniest thing is I'm always like, I need to get bigger. I need to get bigger. I need to get bigger. I need bigger quads. I need my hamstrings to pop. I want my shoulders bigger. I want my arms bigger than Madden. I got to get them bigger all the time. So it just kind of grew into an addiction and something that I thoroughly enjoyed doing. Like, getting to the gym for me isn't a task. And if you stick with it long enough, it's going to get to that point where you can go in for a routine, and it's going to be part of your day. All right, last question from Lindsay out in California. Are you single or taken? I am taken by my bear. He's sitting right here actually at the moment watching Rick and Morty. But I'm taken. We have been together for, it'll be 3 years in November. And he actually asked me to be his girlfriend during my show out in Syracuse I did 2 years ago, and that's the show I'm doing again. So he's gonna come with me. It's gonna be like a little symbolic for us. Heart. Right, Ruben? All right, next question. Comes from Jace. He's also out in California. He says, I see you drinking a lot of water on your posts. What do you like about it? I don't like nothing about drinking water. I hate it. I despise it. I'm just one of those people who I'm never thirsty. I could go all day without drinking water. And before I started getting into fitness, I never touched it. I would drink soda, I'd drink juice, everything but water. It is really important. You know, it hydrates your body, and it's always recommended to drink 8 ounces of water a day. Obviously, with a gallon, I double it. It flushes out all these toxins in your body. You know, if you're looking good the next day and you have a cheat meal and you're like, hey, it looks like I'm holding on to water weight, this sounds totally opposite. Drink more water. It's going to flush everything else out with you. I don't like it. I hate drinking it, but I drink it because I have to. It's not because I want to. If I liked it, I'd be drinking mimosas on a private yacht all day. But I don't. I drink water because I have to. Some tips, though. I do sweeten it sometimes. I'll either put a ton of Splenda in there, along with some lemons and make like lemonade. Or just buy Crystal Light, or even like a knockoff Crystal Light. It will really help. And it's still water, and it's not adding any extra calories or anything like that. Lately, I've just been drinking my plain water, a gallon, with some lemon juice. That's about it. So yeah, don't like it. It's something you kind of have to do, and eventually your body will just get used to it, and you'll just keep drinking it, and you'll be done throughout the day before you know it. All right. Another question I have is from John down in Florida. What are some cheat day foods that are still great for you that kill cravings? That's kind of like a subjective question. It depends. It definitely depends what you're craving. So I know for my cheat days, I don't even have a cheat day. What's a better, safer option is just a straight out cheat meal. Get everything you want in there, that one meal. The rest of the day you should be eating like you normally eat. So for my cheat meal, my ultimate cheat meal, like I love, it never fails me, is just a burger, cheese, not like a grilled burger in a backyard, like a restaurant burger that's like this big, juicy, grilled bun with some French fries and a beer. That shit satisfies me. You have your protein, you have your carbs, you have your fats, everything that you need. Everything that you need is all right there in that one cheat meal, and it satisfies you because you've been eating these lean meats. You know, you've been flavoring them with no salt seasoning, the seasoning that you know doesn't have extra calories, extra fats, anything like that. So just, even though it's still meat, just that bite into all those fats and that oil and the carbs and the mayonnaise, pickles, god damn, I'm hungry. It just makes it worth it. Just that one bite, it's so good. And I usually like to finish it. I go to like Menchie's or 60 Handles or something like that. And I get froyo just because it is a better option than straight up ice cream. But all the stuff I put on my froyo, you could probably get an ice cream with it. I put like I'll make like a knockoff cheesecake. Like I'll get the cheesecake type froyo and I'll put a base layer of Oreo, then the froyo. And then I'll put hot fudge on it, some chocolate pretzels on there, maybe some strawberries, I don't know, a lot of caramel. And that about finishes it off. And I always get it in one of those waffle bowls because it's a cheat day. So why the hell not? All right, another question. Okay, this question is dear to my heart because when I'm not in prep, I am a low-key alcoholic. I love my drinks. It just runs in my family. So Lindsay from New York says, how does drinking slow down the progress of losing weight? First, you have to consider all of the excess calories you're getting when you're drinking. You know, a lot of people, when they're trying to lose weight, they just count for, hey, these are my calories for the day, cool. And then why aren't I losing any weight, but I drink every night? It's because you're not counting for those excess calories in those drinks. There's 7 calories per gram of alcohol. So I just have some on the side just so I can read them all for you. In a single glass of white wine or a shot of hard liquor, it's about 90 calories itself. A beer is usually around 150, and if you have a light beer, it's about 110 calories. A martini, which I love martinis, vodka, olive juice, I just love them. They are about 210 calories though. And to finish it off, Madden's gonna love this one. Whenever we go on vacation, this is what he sips 24/7. One pina colada is 300 calories. Madden will have about 15 of them in one day on vacation. We went on a cruise and we got a drink card and we both hit our 15 max drinks in one day once. And I think out of those 15, 13 of his were pina coladas. So he definitely had a lot. With that as well, alcohol does slow down the process of how your body burns fat. So clearly when you keep drinking all that, it does hinder the process and it does slow it down. And when you're drinking alcohol, you're always hungry. It stimulates hunger. The more you drink, the more you're gonna eat. When I'm sober, I cannot eat a whole 10-cup pizza by myself. But when I'm drunk, mama will get a 10-cup pizza, 20 wings, maybe some garlic knots, and I'll eat that whole shit to myself, wake up in the morning, not a happy camper because I did that. It hinders everything. It hinders your judgment, the way you see food, you know, you'd be like, oh, you just eat. You don't even think. You just eat and eat and eat. And so that also adds on. Now, don't get me wrong. Depending on your goal, you can definitely add alcohol into a weight loss program. You just have to account for it. So if you want if you want a glass of wine, that's 90 calories, right? Just count for those calories. Don't say I'm gonna have a glass of wine and have the whole damn bottle to yourself. A glass is 90 calories, so account for it in your meal. You know, fix a meal, fix it up a little bit. If you usually have a cup of rice, have 3/4, or you know, what did I say? A cup of rice? I said a cup of rice. So if you have a cup of rice, have a half a cup of rice, 3/4 cup of rice, something like that, just to hinder that down a little bit, so you can kind of feng shui those calories and even them out. I'm not saying never drink. It's awful. Don't do it. Like I said at the beginning of this question, I love my drinks. I love them. When I'm not in a show prep, I have a glass of wine a night. At least one a night. I love it. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's people's way of relaxing. Sometimes it's, unfortunately, some people's way of dealing with stress or depression. Just remember, if you are in a weight loss program and you are trying to lose weight, the alcohol will be there when you've lost weight and when you're done. It's not going to go anywhere. It's been here for thousands and thousands of years. You might have some cool shit when you're done. They might have new alcohol when you're done. But also minimize it. Keep it to a glass or two. Account for those calories. Because if you don't, you're just going to gain weight. Or you're not going to lose weight. You're going to stay steady and you're going to be wondering why. Just be careful. You know, it slides down easy. Account for everything during a weight loss program. My last question is from Ben out in Texas. And I'm going to end it on this note. Does sex kill gains? What do you guys think? Does sex kill gains? Absolutely not. You could be having sex like rabbits. You're not going to kill your gains. Sex is actually positive. It's good for your mental health as well as how you feel. So when it helps with your mental health, it helps reduce depression and it helps reduce stress. On the plus side, it improves sleep. You know, it's cliche that dudes always pass out after having sex. But it's good for women as well. To get best night's sleep, you have to be relaxed. You have to be stress-free. You just have to be content. And sex does that. It gets everything out that you need to. It obviously creates that relaxed state. Like I just said, it helps with stress. It helps with depression. So it's really, really good for you right before you're going to bed. It will help knock you out. When it comes to exercising with sex, though, like I said, it's not going to make you increase stamina. It's not going to make you have more muscle. It's not going to help your abs. Thrusting is not a valid ab workout in sex. But it does release the same endorphins as it would when you have sex. So when you get to that point in exercising, it releases the same type of hormones. So like me, like when I exercise, I feel great. Like I said, I feel powerful. I feel like nothing can touch me. Nothing can stop me. I'm in my happy place. Same thing happens during sex. So I guess you can kind of correlate working out to sex. If you're still not in that position where you're like, I hate working out, when is that going to happen for me? It takes 2 weeks to create a habit. Keep going for 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And then eventually you're going to feel that those endorphins release. I can be miserable. I can wake up miserable. I can have my coffee. If I go to the gym and I work out and I give it my all, I can walk out like I can't even explain it. I feel great. So again, give it a try. Thank you for all of your questions. I hope I answered them to the best of my capability that I could. I am going to do this again. So like I said, make sure you like, subscribe, and post down in the comments what kind of questions you want me to answer for next time. I am going to do this probably within like 2 more weeks. So really post it. If you have me on Instagram, Rox, ROXX_the_Fox, FOXX. It should be right here. Jordan should put that in for me. You can always DM me on there. I will reply. I will answer. And again, I'm just going to do about 6 questions. So this was a good timing. It's about 17 minutes. So I'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned for my new vlog. I'll be filming that this week. It will be out on Monday. I hope you like everything that I'm doing so far, and I love helping you guys, giving you guys inspiration. So keep it coming, keep up the good work, and we'll be in touch soon. All right, bye-bye.